Good afternoon, everybody. MG here. MG Covers, bringing you a brand new sports handicapping video. Title of this video, why you have to have a stat model to succeed in sports betting. Super excited to bring you this video. I'm going to give you two relevant examples. Slightly under the weather and recovering, so my voice will be a little subpar, so to speak. But anyway, great content. Super excited about this video. If you're watching this video for the first time, love to have you subscribe to the channel. Big shout out to all my subscribers. Love to get to 2,000 subs before the end of the year. So if you're a person that regularly watches this channel and has not subscribed, greatly appreciate you subscribing. In addition to that, if you want to follow me on social media, I'm MG Covers, Covers spelled with a Z. I give out a ton of content on Instagram. I have something called Free Fridays. I give out all my lines for all sports on Fridays. So if you follow me, you'll have access to that as well. Let's dive into this video. Super excited. And again, the title of this video is why you have to have a sports betting stat model to succeed in sports betting. We're going to look at Oakland A's. Now, this is probably how we're going to evaluate this is probably how a majority of people who are, quote, not educated or, quote, part of the general public, this is probably how they assess teams. So Oakland A's is going to be our example. Oakland A's, they're 16-50. So they've won 16 games and lost 50 year to date. And this video is recorded on June 11th, 2023. So they are only winning 24% of their games. So we would look at Oakland and say Oakland is not a good team based on their record. In fact, they're losing, gosh, what's that, 76% of the time. So conventional wisdom would tell you what? That you should fade Oakland. You would make, in fact, that's actually true. If you look at overall record, if you would have faded this team, maybe played them against the spread, you can see against the spread they're 27-39, you would have a winning record. However, that's not how we evaluate teams or not how we approach sports handicapping. So if we dive into, let's take a look at my model from Friday. So this was my line for Oakland on Friday. I had Oakland minus 110, their opponent Milwaukee plus 100. Now you say, well, how, if Oakland is 16-50 at this time, they were 14-50, how could you have them favored in this game? Well, and let's look at the actual line. Sort of a spoiler here, right? The actual line was Oakland plus 215, so they were huge underdogs. Milwaukee was huge favorite at minus 239. However, you look at my line, we had Oakland minus 110 and Milwaukee plus 100. The reason there was a significant difference between my line and a sportsbook line, when you're building a model, you don't use year-to-date stats, or it's not equated to a record of any sort. When you're building models, this model uses most recent stats and stat or stats that correlate to winning. And I've mentioned this so many times on this channel. If you want a good sports betting model, you have to use recent stats, and that's going to vary from sport to sport. For baseball, anywhere from probably 5 to 10 games, most recent games, because the best indication of future performance is most recent performance, not year to date. Because if we look at year to date, Oakland is only winning 24% of their games. So and also too, this is important, the stat or stat that you use in your model has to equate to, quote, winning. And we have a really good model. So on Friday, our line was Oakland minus 110, Milwaukee plus 100. And then obviously the result of that, Oakland won that game 5-2 and cashed at plus 215. Let's move forward to the next day, which was yesterday. Now you look at my line from yesterday, we had these teams basically at even. So we had Oakland minus 105, Milwaukee minus 105, and this is what I call a classic 50-50 game, which means both teams are even. So hypothetically, if these same teams with the same pitcher, it's a hypothetical situation, but if they play 10 times, Oakland should win 5, Milwaukee should win 5. So this would favor the dog. and you look, and Oakland was plus 151. I think they were plus 155 at some books as well. And they also won this game. Same exact situation. And I would say probably, haven't gone back and looked at ticket count, but I would say both Friday as well as Saturday, majority of the public faded Oakland. Why? Because they were focused on the wrong information. So to succeed in sports betting, the only way you're going to be able to understand value, to recognize value, is to have a statistically driven model, absence of any bias or what majority of the public uses, which is, year-to-date record, etc. So, because if you don't have a model and you're just looking at this line, which is what a majority of the public does, you don't have the luxury of seeing the final score, obviously. All you see is Milwaukee minus 164, Oakland plus 151. How do you know that Oakland should be the favorite in this game? Well, unless you have a proven statistical stat model, there's absolutely no way to know. And therefore, that's why I premised this video. The only way you're going to succeed in this business is with a proven statistical model. And obviously, you can build one, right? I got a coaching program that I'm going to launch here pretty soon that's going to teach you how to build models. And if you want to subscribe to the service where you get access to all of these lines every single day, it's $50 a month. You get access to all of baseball as well as NBA playoffs, all my soccer lines, and of course we have football season coming around in the fall. In addition to that, you get access to all my coaching videos. We have about 150 coaching videos on the website. It's basically like how to learn sports betting, tons of information there. And if you want access to everything I just mentioned, in addition to all my plays, $100 a month. There's a link to join in the description box. And the best value is to join for an entire year, because normally if you pay for the full amount, it's roughly, what would that be, $1,200. So we discounted about $600. If you prepay for the entire year up front, it's $500. You get access to everything on the website for $500. And that's the best value. So again, just to sort of review on this video, when you're evaluating, even if you don't have a model, one thing you can do, as I would suggest, is go back and look at, and it's not always equated to wins and losses, but you can see here prior to those two games I just mentioned where Oakland won, they had just come off really solid wins over Pittsburgh, lost a close one to Pittsburgh, lost a close one to Miami, got blown out in these two, lost Atlanta, but ended up beating Atlanta twice here. So if you go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they had won 4 of their last 9 games. So again, that most recent stats, that is one of the keys that you want to focus on when you're building a model or even any type of evaluation. It's the same when you're evaluating starting pitcher in Major League Baseball. You don't want to look at overall their year-to-date record. You want to focus on the most recent, maybe their last 5 starts, last 3 starts, etc. So anyway, I hope this video helped. Like, subscribe to the channel, and we will talk to you guys soon. Peace.